Hey everybody, how are you? So I want to talk about limited belief structures, limited abilities to want to venture out and gather more information and bring it back to you and allow it to process. So many just stop learning and gathering information because it creates a little bit of fear. And in that fear, it's the root of, well, if I take that in, then that means my belief system's being challenged. So it becomes uncomfortable. It also becomes where you're in a place of feeling vulnerable. Like, well, if what I believe isn't right or what you believe isn't right, then what are we to believe in? So I think the bigger question is, where did you get all your information that you're believing? Because the cycles say you're getting it from one generation to the next. And then you adopt it in one form or another on the scale, whether it's a little bit or a lot of it. It's in your DNA, okay? And you've heard things over and over again. So it just becomes in that gerbil wheel of, and that bucket of information that you rely on. But have you ever asked yourself, where did they get their information? And where did the generation before them get their information? And this is the time where we have to wake up and say, I don't know if I believe in any of that. So why would I fight so hard to defend something when quite possibly another portion of someone else's information or belief system could be conjoined with that, or it could cancel, alt, delete what I believe in and put me on a different path of finding information. And that's what everybody's doing right now. Since March 2020, a lot of people are reaching out and trying to find avenues of information that could either confirm what it is they might know or give them different perspectives and narratives of what might be occurring. So people that are looking for that are the inquisitive ones, because there's a little pokey on the shoulder and the back from your higher self saying, hey, maybe you just need to investigate just a little deeper into what you think you know and how you know it, right? And of course, you're going to have those that absolutely just don't want to get off the remote control in the chair and change anything in their lives, because change requires work. And a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want everything to go away, come back normal. And there's never been a normal. It just really, I always took offense to people describing me as normal. I'm like, I'm not normal. If you know what goes on up here or what I believe in my heart, it's not mainstream, okay? It goes a lot deeper than that. So if you're able to sit with new information, maybe you don't have to cancel, alt, delete what you currently believe in to make room for new information. But maybe you could just put it to the side and say, hey, I know I've been with you a lot of years, and I get it. And I don't want to be fearful of having my those systems challenged. But I do want to hear openly what others might be thinking and what possible scenarios and belief systems, and just see if there's a part of me that feels that frequency in any way, instead of automatically, nope, resistance. And then you have to ask, why was I resistant? Mostly because you just don't want to take anything more in, because it will make you change things and work. And that's really about what's diving deep into the blending of yourself and all your higher selves and all the new possibilities that your original source of where you came from isn't what you thought it was. And part of that freaks you out. So you just allow the shutdown. You just allow it to shut you down. But again, if you could just breathe and just say, you know what, I'm just collecting data. It doesn't mean I believe it just because I'm listening to it. I want to research information so that I can find more facts that help me to come to my own conclusions and develop my own source of understanding, creating a belief system. Because, we're all one, and you have free will, and you have freedom of choice. You don't have to duplicate decade after decade, and you don't have to duplicate generation after generation. Allow your children to research because they love to do it. Just remember when you were like that. Now, I know that there's a lot of other things going on in life that keep you in survival mode, but trust that survival is always going to be there. That roof over your head, clothes on your back, food on the table, no bombs or bullets coming at you. And begin to just expand into new information. And you can simply start with 5 minutes of just sitting down, closing your eyes, practice tuning things out around you, noises which allow the nervous system to gear down. And so it allows a cascade of many endorphins to be released that give you some calmness. And then see what your DNA cells are telling you. And they may come up with some far-fetched crap. But then you may expand on it, and you might find there's other people with some far-fetched crap. And it actually sounds more like a possibility of more truth, but you're afraid to step into that simply because it's out of your comfort zone. And then what would your family say? What would your spouse say? What would someone else say? Who's going to torture me for changing my belief systems? A couple conversations have come up in the last 6 months. And one of them was, I was talking about Edgar Cayce and, being the sleeping prophet and his percentage of, I think 95% or something like that, of healing and so on in all of his visions. And this person responded with, oh, I already have a prophet. Oh, okay. Can you have more than one? Oh, I don't think so. Like they felt uncomfortable. Their body language and their face was like, no, I can't. And I wanted to say, who said you can't? With this particular person, I didn't want to create agitation. And that's what I would do if I poked. So I simply said, oh, okay. I said, well, all these predictions and everything that happens don't have to be all doom and gloom, that we can soften those timelines. And of course, the rigidity came to me of this person, that they just weren't going to, they were very set in cement that this is the way it was. And if they dare questioned it, then their friendships, their circles, their worship groups, everything would have to change. And you weren't going to teach the old dog new tricks. But if you tried it, you could be successful, because old dogs will learn new tricks, physically learn them. I've done it because I just had to put that one to rest. Like, what do you mean? Let's go see if that works. So anyway, and then I came across a conversation in the last couple of days about a mom kind of waking up and exploring, maybe what's happening in the world and history and all kinds of things. And she's really just trying to find herself and what she honestly feels more resonation with as far as information. But she's got teenage daughters. They're like, "You're so weird, Mom. Like, what is wrong with you?" And so we had to chat about, it doesn't matter. Teenage girls especially are going to be saying that to their mom, because the vibratory rate of vocals between the mother and teens, it's the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. So I suggested to her a couple things. One, treat your kids like cats. Treat them like cats. They will come to you when they need something and they're hungry and they want a pet or two, and then they will go in the corner and do their thing. The other thing is, I taught her how to kind of work with her own energy, to align her energy before she walks into the house, and to send that into the kitchen where maybe the girls are when you come home. Just send it there. Connect with your breathing. Step back just a little bit. Come in. Hi. Don't ask them a lot of questions, and just keep doing that until maybe one of them might say, "Mom, is everything okay?" It's like, "Yeah, everything's fine. It's just that sometimes when I speak, I feel a little persecuted by my own loved ones. And, I'm just soul searching right now. And I was hoping that you all would just respect that as I respect your steps in growth." And, everything that I say comes from this. So I don't rehearse anything. I rarely write anything down. It just, my guides come straight through with whatever information needs to be told to the other person, whether I'm in a session or I'm at lunch. So she really, really appreciated that. I said, the other thing is, when you align yourself, take a step back and just, you're really focusing on hearing your own breath versus their voices. And just smile and nod and let the glow come out of your eyes, and just watch what happens. Their energy will start, instead of it'll go down a little bit without you saying much anything. So maybe let your energy talk. We are all capable of being in charge of ourselves. We just have to understand that we have that power. It's never outside of us. It's never dictated by anybody else. And that is what we're all stepping into. And when I say we all, is eventually people are going to catch up. But as I said yesterday at this one of these lunches, I said, don't try to convert anybody. They set their own timers. They'll turn on when they're ready to turn on. So don't be pushing them. I mean, if you're going to bake a cake, you don't throw it in the oven and then turn it on. You wait till it gets to the right degrees. It's perfectly fine, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you want your friends to bake and wake, or whatever, and I don't mean that in this way, okay? But if you want your friends to wake up, just be an example of who you are and what you want to be, and do that through your energy field without did you know and did you know? But when you're with like-minded people, oh, it's explosive. And right now, it's like so freeing for people to get around a tribe, that there's absolutely unconditional love. And whatever topic you bring up, it doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on with it. There's like, okay, well, all right. And then it's like, oh, and this, and it just, hours go by, and it's like, what? We could have done this for days. We need a girls' retreat or a group retreat. So own your weirdness, okay? Own who you are energetically and the changes that you're trying to make. So when the point comes up is, I would like to know more information and like to explore, then you give permission to yourself and your higher self, and then your higher self's more like that scout. They'll go out looking and going, oh, hey, this person might wake up some cells, so they'll put this person in your path. Or, a message may come, and you're like, whoa, that was way off left field. but it's actually what you called for. All right, so just start paying attention and don't worry about what other people reflect upon that towards you in whatever degree you want to take it, because I'm really doing my best to stay out of this polarity thing. Right, wrong, good, bad, evil, light, dark. It has to be one end of the spectrum, because honestly, as a data collector, you're all over the scale. Say it's 1 to 10. You're down here gathering, you're up here gathering, up here gathering, go back down here. And then you find out where you feel the best and what's working for you and what's happening. And then maybe after a period of time when you process that, you're going to level up and you're going to start gathering more. It's all information. But I will suggest something to each and every one of you is while you're gathering this information, don't let it get stuck anywhere in the physical vessel, because it can, and you may not be aware of it. It's cumulative, right? So if you start feeling aches and pains and needed to stretch, get your butt outside and, find a place where you can just stretch and be and breathe in the air, and hopefully you can get your bare feet on the ground. If you can't, get your hands on a tree. Sometimes when I'm walking and I'm not in a place where I really can do that, I will literally take my hand like a child and I'll run it across the shrubs, and I'll just give the shrubs and the little flowers or whatever is arm's length from me when I'm walking, and just give it that love. And you know what? I don't care what anybody thinks is walking behind me or in front of me. It's because I'm upping their grid. So honor yourself in what's coming up and allow yourself to be open to more information. And the weirder it is, just take it in. Just listen to it. You don't have to mull it around in here and come back with an answer or rebuttal or whatever. That's gerbil wheel stuff. It's like, oh, took it in? Okay, great. All right. So you can disconnect from the limited belief structures and start truly stepping into your own and truly developing your own whatever. But at the same time, in this exploration of exploratory knowledge, is you don't have to own each bit and piece of it. And you can just allow your body to filter it through. It doesn't have to get stuck. So you set your intentions. Just understand that you have the power to make all the changes physically, emotionally, mentally, etherically. You have the power to command it. And then you'll see that so much common ground, more so than you ever thought. But you might feel a little isolated for a little bit, and that's okay. But if you need any coaching, any hypnosis work, any healing work, reach out. All right? Blessings and love. Bye.